Laura Burke with ELB Consulting, and today during the 8:30 Zoom class that I taught, we really focused on glutes and hamstrings and hips. A lot of times what I see with either student athletes or adults doing their own workout programs, a lot of glute and hip weaknesses, which is really honestly needs to be strengthened up for that kinetic chain from that head to the shoulder to the hips and to the feet. So one of the ways to easy increase glute and hip strength is just by adding a few exercises to your current routine, regardless of what age. If you have a stronger glutes, it's going to assist you in that endurance with your walk or your run or your biking. If you have stronger hips, you'll be able to do more lateral movement without knee pain and ankle point pain. So increasing the glutes as well as the hips in all of your workout routines, I highly recommend. And it's so easy to do. It doesn't take any requirement other than your own body weight. And a mat if you'd like, but you don't even have to have a mat. So the first exercise we're going to do is called a fire hydrant. We're going to come down to our hands and our knees. Let me just move my mat. We're going to come down to our hands and our knees. And a fire hydrant is what it sounds, which is just basically raising this right knee up and down. Now, what is important about a fire hydrant is that your wrist is right underneath your shoulder. Your core is being pulled in tight towards your spine, and you raise that right knee out and in. For anybody who's watching who attended my 8:30 Zoom class, we did a lot of these, so you don't feel like you need to do them again today. But for anyone who walked or biked, I would highly suggest you add these, because if you increase and you activate this glute, it's going to help with core strength. It'll help with your back, lower back pain, hamstrings, all of it. So as you bring that right knee out to the right, make sure that's in line with the hip. And then I only want you to do like 10 on the right, and then we can switch it over and do the left. What also is very important with the fire hydrant is that your shoulders face down to your mat and that your hips face down to your mat. I can show it to you from the front view. You don't want to open up the hip to the side. You don't want to do that because it's going to throw it into your lower back. So you just want to keep those hips facing down, and you will feel the movement right starting in the middle of the glute, which is what you want. You don't want to feel this in the lower back. You want to feel it a little bit in the abs, not too much in the IT band. If you're feeling this all in IT bands, we need to stretch those out. And I'll do a video on how to foam roll IT bands or stretch out. So this is the fire hydrant. You can do 10 on each side, maybe 2 sets of 10 on each side. Your hips will fatigue very quickly. The glutes will fatigue very quickly, and that is a good thing. You want those muscles to fatigue because that means you're using them and they're activated. There's something called dead butt syndrome for those who have worked with me in the past. It's when your butt does not turn on. And we don't want a dead butt syndrome. We want to make sure those glutes are working to assist you in all of your workouts that you're currently doing. Okay, so 2 sets of 10 reps of fire hydrants. Now the next one is similar to the fire hydrant, and you're going to extend this right leg out. Toes will be flexed. Your foot is flexed, toes facing forward. You're going to try to lift the toes, the heel, and the leg at one time. Try not to turn the toes up and lift. Try not to turn the toes down and lift, because you're shifting it to the quad when you do that. And you want this to be in the glute and also your outer thigh. Now, what I see a lot in this exercise is when you take this hip and you shift your weight into the left hip to raise it up. You don't want to do that. Walk your foot back out to the right so that your knee, left knee, is right underneath that left hip, and raise that leg. This will be very challenging, especially if you have weaker outer hips. For anyone who walks, I stress you, I really stress that you do this so you can get some lateral movements in. Walking is fantastic. Biking is fantastic. Running is fantastic. However, it's completely one forward motion. You want to go left and right. Okay, 10 reps on the right, and we're going to switch it to the left. Now notice the shoulders are still squared down to the ground. Hips still squared down to the ground. And I'm not shifting into this right hip to lift. It's not this. Bring that right hip in line with this right knee, and then lift the left. You're gonna notice that one hip is weaker than the other hip, and that's okay. Just become aware of it and acknowledge it, and then we strengthen it. So, like right now, my left hip is weaker than my right. That's okay. It's not as easy. So, we'll do 10 reps on each side, and we're gonna do that twice. So first the fire hydrant with the knee bent, and then we extend the leg out and we lift. And then the last one is somewhat similar to a curtsy lunge. You're gonna bring this right leg up. You're gonna have this right knee bent at 90 degrees. You're gonna flex the right foot and try to take a look and make sure that your right foot isn't leaning in or that your right foot is leaning out. That it's literally straight up towards that ceiling, bent 90 degrees. You're gonna tighten up this core so that you're not arching the lower back and sinking down to the ground. So tighten up that core, flatten the back. You're gonna take this right knee, you're gonna cross it over the left leg and bring that right knee down towards the mat. And then you're gonna bring it back up towards the ceiling. You're gonna cross it in the back and then bring it back up. The leg moves as one unit. Once again, wrists are still underneath the shoulders. The shoulders are squared to the mat. The belly is turned in towards your spine, so you feel this in your core and it's activated. And then that right knee completely moves with the right foot, the shin, all of it moves as one movement. You do not have to go super fast on these. If you go super fast, you're going to throw in the quad and the hamstring. And we're not here working that right now. We want to work the glute. And your glute will be on fire when you do 10 slow reps of these. And then we're going to switch it to the other side. We're going to bend the left knee at a 90 degree. Flex that left foot. Take a look. Is your left foot turned in, which means your hip is externally rotated, or if your left foot is out, you're internally rotated. We'll get to that later. Just try to bring that left foot up to the ceiling. Shoulders squared to the ground. Turn that belly in. Flatten that lower back. And lift that left knee. And then cross it over the right and lift. Nice and slow. Cross that left knee over. And then up to the ceiling. So once again, try not to shift into the right hip to power up that left leg. Bring that right hip in line with the right knee when you cross that left knee over that right leg. And your glute will be on fire, which is good, We want the glutes activated because it helps support our lower back, and it also takes so much of the work out of our hamstrings and quads. We love to use quads in all our exercises, but we need some of the smaller muscles around the quad to help the quad out, and also just to make sure we're a little bit more balanced. And then you do 10 on each side, 2 sets. And that's all there's so many more other glutes and hips exercises, but those are just 3 easy exercises that you can do. Add them to any walking, running, bicycle, elliptical, row machine, whatever you have right now, or any strength training program. We did a whole butt, thigh, and ab class this morning at 8:30, so that's good. So just to review, we are going to do the fire hydrant, which is you bring that knee out to the side. We're going to do the leg straight and lift. And then bend that knee and bring it behind the other knee and bring it back to the ceiling. These 3 hip and glute exercises will really help attack your gluteus minimus, maximus, and medius, a little bit of the hips. We'll continue to do more videos on hip strengthening because that is the one place that I see in all athletes and adults, weak hips. And we can just do these 3 small exercises 2 times a week, 2 sets of 10. Get the glutes activated to help you in all of your exercise routines. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, text me, email me, find me on YouTube, here on Facebook, whatever is easiest for you. So I thank you for your time today. I hope your glutes get on fire and you see a difference in some of your walking and your running and your biking. So have a great day, everyone. Bye.